Hello, I'm Jim the Nut Job. I've viewed a great many of the HHO generators presented on YouTube and simply find them fascinating. And I thought, I have some definite ideas about how to design and build a generator and a total HHO fuel system. I've done the research on the hydrogen and I understand its properties, good and bad. But anyway, I have begun my construction of my prototype, and I'd like to present it here for your review. My initial approach to this project is not necessarily to save money on gasoline or increase mileage, at least for now, but hopefully to advance the concept. The idea of a HHO fuel system would be more for its mobility and not necessarily to use less energy or reduce fuel costs. Perhaps later this may be more economically feasible. I've chosen inexpensive material for my prototype. 1.25" PVC pipe and fittings glued together. I call it my low special. Anyway, I've built a 6-stage generator because I felt it gave me more flexibility to experiment. The generators presented on YouTube don't really provide enough detail about the area of electrodes, voltages, outputs, pressures, etc. I hope to complete my experiments and compile more detailed data. The hydrogen and oxygen would be generated in separate manifolds. One manifold would be positive and the other negative. Although the hydrogen and oxygen can be combined internally or externally, internally by simply rewiring the cells. I realize that this unit will not fit under any hood. I plan to install it in the rear of an old van as a part of a total fuel system, although it would fit in the trunk of a passenger car. And the generator could be built with fewer stages and more compact if the cells were built in a row or a quad. Here's a single cell. This cutaway shows how simple and compact the cell is. Cells could also be built in different sizes. Here's an 1.25" cell as compared to a 3/4" cell. The electrodes themselves are 1" stainless steel fender washers on a 1/4" stainless steel rod with smaller stainless washers for spacers. The washers are easily attained and there's no cutting or machine work necessary. And the total surface area of each electrode with 12 washers is approximately 18 square inches. But this area could easily be changed by adding or subtracting washers. The cell plugs are sealed with silicone and then closed off with a stainless steel washer, making them leak-proof. Here the electrical connections are external and do not require soldering, welding, or insulation. This seems to be one of the problems others are having. And as you can see, the electrodes are easily removed, much like a spark plug for cleaning or changing. The water reservoir is common to all stages. The prototype holds approximately 3 gallons of water, and this is the fill port, and this is the water manifold, and here's a connection for cooling or drainage. A sight glass is located on one end along with the connections for the hydrogen and oxygen. I've installed bubblers on each manifold. The hydrogen and oxygen can also be plumbed from either end. As I've said, I'm building a total fuel system, and it would operate an automobile on hydrogen only, although the internal combustion engine, as it currently exists, is not that well suited for hydrogen. But I think the concept of a hydrogen on demand has possibilities for now and in the future, with advances in technology and the continuing search for alternatives to fossil fuels. The hydrogen on demand also has promise for fuel cell technology. Those systems have a need for storage tanks at very high pressure. And hydrogen is difficult enough to produce, and to provide a fuel station is quite a task. But electricity is available most everywhere. I knew a larger generator would require a greater amount of electrical energy. Therefore, I thought I could adopt the concept of the hybrid. I could add a couple extra batteries to the vehicle to be plugged in household current and recharged overnight. And the concept of an electric hybrid vehicle with a small engine and a large number of batteries has limitations. The hydrogen on demand approach seems to address these barriers: less battery weight, greater range, and generate additional fuel as it travels. A total HHO fuel system actually converts an internal combustion vehicle to an electric vehicle. The hydrogen and oxygen would be piped to surge tanks and then to the engines. I plan to run separate lines between the generator and the engine. One for hydrogen, one for oxygen, and then mixed on the end of manifold. I just feel that this would be a safer approach. The engine demand would tend to decrease pressure in the surge tanks and activate various stages of the generator through a sequence controller. I have designed a total fuel system that I've yet to complete. That includes the generator, the mixer, surge tanks, cooling system, and sequence controller. And I hope to continue and complete the construction soon. I could ramble on here, but I'd like to say I would welcome comments and suggestions from fellow hydrogen enthusiasts. Thank you.